B'siyata d'shmaya, and welcome back to our last clip in the series of Parents at Risk. We've discussed many of the triggers that cause parents to act and react in inappropriate ways. We've discussed a little bit what we can do to get past them and try and get back in focus and be the optimal parents that we can be. Some side effects of doing things wrong. Two of the side effects, which are the two last triggers that we're going to discuss in today's clip. One of them is sholom bayis, the relationship between the two parents. And the second one, which is number 10, is the home. When things are going off whack and we're just acting and reacting and everything's all over the place, we're just losing it, flying off the handle, obviously our sholom bayis is going to suffer. We blame each other. We start thinking that when I'm feeling unrest and unsure, then I'll turn to my spouse and say to them, it's all your fault. If you would have been stricter, if you would have been more lenient, if you wouldn't have sent to that school, if you wouldn't have made a fuss about this, if you would have made a fuss about this. We're blaming each other just in order to make sense of our triggers and our pain, when the truth is, going back and blaming, that's the blame game. We've discussed this in a previous clip. We're not doing the blame game anymore. We're accepting this is what Hashem wants now, and we're going to do our best from now. It's never our spouses. It's all, how am I reacting to the situation now? And if both spouses are on a journey, they're embracing this together, then instead of drifting apart, they will find each other drifting much closer together, having a common goal to help this particular child or children. So the way to help the sholom bayis, if it's on the rocks, is by doing a good chazara, a revision on all the points we've mentioned till now, and trying to internalize them, and that way many of our triggers will be down and the sholom bayis will be able to thrive. And the same goes with the other aspects in the home. If we're all getting triggered, then there's screaming matches, and then there's the threats and the bribes and the consequences, and there's the calling the shomrim, the hatzolah, the social services. Everybody's trying to control everybody else. Everyone's getting triggered by everybody else. And then the fears and the insecurities, and they roll over to all the other family members. And the home is just like goy gumogig, as the Gemara says, that often having a child like that in the house can be worse than goy gumogig. But by focusing on all the things that we've mentioned till now, taking all the triggers in hand and just staying in what we call self, staying calm with Hashem, with emunah b'tochen, doing the shtadlus we have to do, using the resources that we have, getting the guidance and help that we need, then that way the home can calm down. Every single member in the home has their unique place in their own journey, how to deal with a child, a sibling, a neighbor, if it's a neighbor, a family member, whoever it's going to be that is going through a hard time. It's part of their journey as much as the journey of the child himself. It's their own journey, and they have a unique place in the life of this child. If you're a sibling of a child who's struggling, then you have a unique place in helping the struggling child find himself, feel calm about themselves, feel okay in spite of their struggles, and give them the chizuk they need to move on. If we can all teach each other to understand each other's triggers, we can all support each other instead of blame each other and get frustrated at each other. We'll all be able to meet each other's needs instead of being at each other's throats, and the home will become a calm home. And I've had many, many parents who tell me, Yitzchak, our home has never been as calm and as together as we have with this child. Yes, this child is not always doing so well. He's on his journey. We're doing much better, Baruch Hashem. But the biggest gain of it all has been that we're all united. All the members of the family are all on the same page, and we're embracing each other and helping each other, and it's been a tremendous journey in Avodas Hashem. I'll end with a bracha that none of us should ever be tested with this, but those of us who are tested or are in contact with those who are tested, let's at least use the journey to do what Hashem wants us to do and bring a Kiddush Hashem.